In this video, we are going to go over how to find the slopes of y equals 2 and x equals negative 3, or in other words, how to find the slopes of a horizontal line and a vertical line. Let's do it. So the slope of y equals 2, and in general, the slope of any horizontal line. What is that going to be? Well, let's think about this. Y is 2, as we've seen in a previous video, is a horizontal line. That doesn't rise at all. So if we think of it in terms of rise over run, let's take a look at what this looks like. It doesn't rise at all. We know that it's y equals 2, which means all the points have a y value of 2. And it's a horizontal line like that. And if you're like, why does the line look like that? Look at my previous video of how to graph horizontal and vertical lines. So if we look at it and we go from 2 points, we go from this point, let's say, to this point. There is no rise at all. So if we do rise over run, then what we're looking at is a rise of 0. And in this case, we've run 1, 2, 3 spaces. 0 divided by 3, or if I have nothing and I divide it into 3 parts, each part is worth nothing. So that would be a slope of 0. So in general, a horizontal line has a slope of 0 because there is no rise. Yet the run is as far as you want to run. So 0 over a number that's not 0 will be 0. You could also look at it from the slope equation perspective, and I'll look at that as bonus footage at the end of this video. Okay, so now let's look at a vertical line. Let's look at x equals negative 3. So if I look at x equals negative 3, I'm going to keep that original line on here. X equals negative 3 is the vertical line through the x value of negative 3. And again, if you're having trouble seeing how to graph x equals or y equals, look at my previous video on how to graph horizontal and vertical lines. Now, if we look at this, let's pick 2 random points, a point here and let's say a point right there. The rise, well, we don't even know which direction it's going. Are we going up or down? I don't even know if we're going up or down, which means I can't tell what the slope is. So what we say is, if we can't tell what the value is, it is undefined. So our slope is undefined. We cannot define it, just for the very basis that I don't know if I'm traveling up or down as I go left to right, because there is no left to right movement. Another way of looking at it is, let's just say that we did rise 2. Let's just determine that we went up 2. All right. How much did we move to the left or right? We didn't run at all. We ran 0. We didn't change left or right at all. So if I have 2 of something and I want to divide it into parts that are 0 in size, 2 divided by 0, I can't take $2, let's say, and give it to no one. Someone's going to have the $2. Or if I wanted to divide $2 into 0 in size, where did the $2 go? That's undefined to me. So the slope, therefore, is undefined. We cannot divide a number by 0. That's it, peeps. Vertical lines have an undefined slope for this reason. Horizontal lines, no rise, 0 over number, has a slope of 0. Very cool. We've got bonus footage coming up. I'm going to show you with the slope formula of y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 why all of these conclusions make sense. But this should be enough for you if you're like, yeah, I'm good. That'll get you to a really good level of understanding. The bonus footage is for those of you that are like, I need a little deeper understanding. And here we are with the bonus footage. All right, so no fancy editing there. We're going to just jump right into it. Now, if we were to use the slope formula, pick any 2 points on both lines. So we have the points here. This is the point 2, 2, and the point negative 1, 2. Okay, so I'll do that. I'll write that here. We've got the point 2, write it a little bit higher. The point 2, 2, not wearing a 2, 2, but the point 2, 2, and the point negative 1, 2. All right. Perfect. So now if I were to use the slope formula, that would be y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We'll make this x1, that y1, this x2, and this y2. And for those of you saying, what's he doing with the x2s and the y2s and the y1s and the x1s? Check out my previous videos on finding slope between 2 points. Okay, so we do y2 minus y1, that's 2 minus 2. That's going to be 0. That's your change, your rise of 0. And then x2 minus x1 is going to be, let's see, well, in this case, we've got negative 1 minus 2, no sweat, 0 over minus 3. The reason why it's negative 3 is we're moving to the left in this case. It's fine, because you get a final value of 0. So that's a more numerical way of doing things. We'll do the same thing with this vertical line right here. You've got the point -3, 0, and the point -3, -2. So we've got -3, 0, and -3, -2. So again, we'll do x1, y1, x2, y2, and we'll use our formula. y2 minus y1 is -2 minus 0. x2 minus x1 is -3 minus -3, which is going to be -2 over 0. And in this case, we're going down 2. That's why we got the -2. But it's undefined. For the reason I said earlier in the video, I can't divide any number by 0. So that's a more numerical way of saying this is why vertical lines are undefined slopes, horizontal lines, slope is 0. Very cool.